If you are planning a visit to beautiful Puerto Vallarta, either by cruise ship or planned vacation, I'm going to show you some parts of Puerto Vallarta that perhaps you have never seen before. Everything from the most beautiful and historic beachfront to going deep into the jungle. We see where the wealthy millionaires live, and we take an unforgettable fun ride around Old Town Puerto Vallarta. Hey, I'm going to be giving you some tips along the way to help you out, okay? All right, here we go. Hey, I'm Michael, and welcome to Cruise Control. If you enjoy fun vacations, cruise travel, or just thinking about one, we invite you to subscribe and come join our travel family right here. We share tips that can save you time, stress, and money. Beautiful Puerto Vallarta was our third and final stop on our cruise aboard Carnival Panorama. There is so much to see and do here. I want to give you some tips on what to expect starting here at the port. Now, when the ship docks here in Puerto Vallarta, you're actually going to be right across the street from a shopping mall that has a Sam's Club and a Walmart. There isn't really a pier like you would normally see at most ports. The ship just kind of pulls into a main street there and docks, and you step off. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, really, but very easy. There's not a lot of walking if you don't want to. Now, there's going to be all different kinds of people here offering tours, taxi rides, and some of them are free, but those guys are going to take you where they want you to go. Not that that's a bad thing, but you may want to ask, hey, where are we headed here? For us, we really didn't have a plan, so we decided to set out and just see what we could see as we had never been here before. Our first trip out, we took one of the free trolley rides over to see the chocolate factory and the little jungle area that they had set up with exotic birds. It's just a short way down the street from the ship, and both places are free to visit. Here's a tip, guys. This place is perfect if you want to take some really good pictures with the ship in the background. Yes, sometimes I purchase the onboard pictures as well, but as we all know, that can get rather expensive. So this is a very nice alternative to get some really good pictures if you like. All right, let's start out here at the chocolate factory, where you will find many different types of chocolate for sale. This place could almost be dangerous for a person like myself, as I am a huge fan of chocolate in almost every form. There's a really nice big open window where you can see how the chocolate is made. Let me forewarn you here, just watching them make the chocolate may make you really hungry. But somehow I think they know that already. There's an interesting display on the wall that gives the local history of chocolate here in Puerto Vallarta. My advice here would be if you wish to purchase chocolate, you may want to wait till close to the time that you're heading back to the ship, as it can get really hot here and I wouldn't want to carry chocolate around in the heat for very long. Next, we decided to stroll on down to see the birds when we ran up on this little guy. Well, let me take that back. He wasn't actually little at all. He just seemed to be taking his time and checking things out. I'm not even really sure what exactly this little guy is. If anyone knows, please leave me a comment. I would love to know. Okay, so we ventured in here at the Jungle of Vallarta. It's a rather small place, but they do have a lot of beautiful birds. They have parrots, macaws, and many others. Some of them are in cages, but many of them are not. It's definitely worth checking out, especially if you have little ones. With these birds, their colors are so brilliant, and you can even interact a little bit sometimes. After our visit here, we decided that we wanted to perhaps venture out a little further and maybe take a tour of the city. Well, this is where the real fun was about to begin. We took the free trolley ride back to the ship, and this is where we met Baltazar, or known by many as Mr. B. Mr. B is a local tour guide in Puerto Vallarta and was waiting there at the ship. Mr. B offered to take my travel buddy Brett and myself out for a few hours and show us around. And wow, did he ever! The tour started as soon as we climbed into the van. It was just myself, Brett, and Mr. B. Starting out, Mr. B gave us all kinds of history about the area, including lots of information we may not have learned anyplace else.
And this mall here is for restaurants and nightclub on the other side. Dancing place.
The first place he wanted to take us was Old Town Puerto Vallarta.
Right here, this is considered the main entrance of Old Town.
Okay.
So you can see all over this town, the streets are covered with these kind of cobblestones.
Oh, yeah. As we entered into Old Town, one of the first things you can't help but notice are the shops. They seem to go on forever and ever. There are clothing shops, gift shops, barber shops, and tattoo shops, restaurants, crafts and handmade items, jewelry, hats, shoes, lingerie, surfboards, sunglasses, pharmacies, and a lot more. Where we were riding along is only a couple streets up from the ocean itself. As we rode deeper into Old Town, the cobblestone streets became more narrow and a bit more bumpy. Some of the streets looked like they were going straight up, while others looked like they were going straight down. So many times when Mr. B was going to make a turn, I thought to myself, there is no way he can do this. The van is too big to make that turn, but every time Mr. B pulled it off without a glitch. Brett and I both learned very quickly that there is no way either of us would ever want to even attempt to drive in Old Town Puerto Vallarta.
Would you like to have your driving license here?
No, no.
You're here to make your test.
You are doing excellent. I'd say you could pass a driving test anywhere.
Yes, that's true.
Oh my goodness.
And right here, you're going to see the White House there. There used to be a Liz Taylor house. You know Liz Taylor?
Liz Taylor, yeah.
But maybe he don't know.
No,
You know too?
No, I don't.
No, maybe he don't know. This very old movie star, very famous, right?
Yeah.
Very famous movie star. They was living here in Puerto Vallarta during 25 years.
Really?
During 25 years,
Oh.
here was established. When Richard Burton came to make the first movie in Puerto Vallarta, Noms Nairo de Iguana, he came here to make the movie, and Liz Taylor was a girlfriend of him.
Right.
So that's why he coming. And coming to, she bought the house over here on the left hand side,
wow.
and they switched the house with the bridge like that one there.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, because on the left hand side used to be Liz Taylor house, and the right hand side is Burton House. When Liz Taylor bought the house by 1963, wasn't anything right and wrong, was just empty lot. So when Burton and Taylor began to be a romantic time, Burton bought the lot right in front and built the house. So when they get married, she'll build the bridge for connecting those two homes like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's why we know the Log Bridge. The neighbor says when they get divorced the first time, the bridge broke down.
Just a little bit of quick info, guys. The movie that was made here, starring Richard Burton, was The Night of the Iguana. It was shot in 1963 here in Puerto Vallarta, and his soon-to-be wife, Elizabeth Taylor, was here by his side.
There's a nice park over here. The name is Lázaro Cárdenas Park. It's ornament with the, everywhere is ornamentation with the glass and the tile.
Oh, yeah.
It's park and parking of the name.
But that took a long time.
Yes. So imagine piece by piece.
Yes, gosh.
All handmade.
Wow. All right, it's on to our next stop, where Mr. B is about to show us one of Puerto Vallarta's most amazing beaches. Welcome to Los Muertos, or Dead Man's Beach. It's not for reasons you may think. Actually, it's very interesting. This name was given many years ago, as the gold miners back then would carry their gold down from the mountains here to the beach for shipment. It was almost pure gold. One day, thieves came in to steal the gold, and a fight broke out that ended in death. The next morning, when the fishermen came in to fish, they seen the dead bodies. So from then on, when someone wanted to reference this place, they would say, where the dead men were found. And apparently, that has stuck around. And as Mr. B explains, there is certainly no one dead here now. This is a fantastic place for swimming, catching some sun rays, or even just relaxing and maybe have a cocktail. And if you're feeling even more adventurous, there are several other activities offered here as well. Now, I'm adventurous for sure, but I'm just not sure I'm quite this much of a daredevil, although it does look like a lot of fun. Okay, on to our next point of interest. Mr. B is going to take us for a ride through the neighborhood of where some of the more wealthy people live here in Puerto Vallarta. Yes, lifestyles of the rich and famous. But first, check this out, guys. Just ahead, do you see that little red pickup truck? Actually, that's a Volkswagen pickup truck. Now, I know I may not get out a lot, and yes, I may be from the hills of Tennessee, but I've never seen one before. I didn't even know they existed. Yeah, maybe I need to get out more, right? Actually, I think it's a very nice looking little truck. Okay, as we rode along the curving, winding road, I did notice that many of the homes were gated, and you couldn't really see a lot of the more nicer homes. I also noticed that the whole while we were traveling uphill, as if climbing a mountain.
The name of this residential area is Conchas Chinas. That means curly shells.
Okay.
Conchas Chinas, curly shells. This area, that's where very wealthy people live around here.
Oh.
Here you can have a house from 1 million to 14 million and over.
Wow.
You can have a condo also like this one here for 200, 300,000. But the house, individual house, is very expensive.
I was thinking to myself, would this area really be worth that much money? Well, as we neared closer to the top, things started to fall in place. The view. Oh my, the view. Who wouldn't with a view like this? And yes, many do that very same thing here in the United States. Mr. B took us over to a small lookout point where we could see all over the city and the ocean. I remember thinking, can I just stand here for forever, maybe? Okay, now, the jungle. Yes, a real live jungle in Puerto Vallarta. It's absolutely amazing. Now, as we turn this corner, do you see that dark spot right there? Yep, that's the entrance to the jungle. And Mr. B had a very special surprise for us just ahead that we didn't even know about. As we entered the jungle, the view was magnificent. The plant life was beautiful, and you could hear the sounds of all the wild creatures. The fresh air of the jungle was unlike anything I'd ever smelled before.
Here we coming, amigos. This is the tequila place. In this place, they're going to show you how tequila made up from the plantation to distillation.
Okay.
At the end of the explanation, they're going to give very good samples of very good tequila. These samples are free for you, okay?
Okay.
If you like one of those samples, so you ask which one is it, which one is the bottle. If you like to buy a tequila, you can buy here, good prices.
We didn't get to record a lot while we were here because quite frankly, we were too busy drinking tequila. They did, however, show us the process they use in making tequila and the plant that it comes from. It sort of looks like a big aloe plant.
Just time to come back.
Yeah.
Or you like to do something else?
No,
Yeah, we're good.
we're good. We've seen a lot. Thank you so much. Wow.
Did you enjoy Vallarta? You like Vallarta? You like Puerto
Yeah,
Vallarta?
it's amazing. Yeah, we would not have got to see all that. It's amazing. Beach is beautiful.
On our way back to the ship, Mr. B gave us some updated information about our cruise that we didn't know about. Turns out, because this was the first time Carnival Panorama had ever been here, Puerto Vallarta had planned a big celebration, including a concert and even fireworks. We learned that Carnival had made some last-minute changes to our itinerary so that we could stay later and enjoy the festivities. Reflecting back over our cruise of the Mexican Riviera, beautiful Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and here, Puerto Vallarta, it should come as no big surprise when I tell you that we have already rebooked Carnival Panorama to do this cruise all over again. Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap up Puerto Vallarta. If you enjoyed the video, how about a thumbs up? And remember to subscribe as we have lots more coming up. Again, my name is Michael. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.